Hi guys, Lori here. Sorry for the massive delay. February was so incredibly busy with school, so I didn't do a wrap up and I did you guys obviously saw no book reviews. I apologize very, very much. I am unfortunately going to try to do those at some point later on, but I'm just going to move on. I'm going to do my March wrap up and I'll do a few book reviews. I haven't been reading a lot just because school's been so hectic, especially in February. I think I read maybe 4 books in February. But if you guys want me to do a video telling you at least what I read, just comment below and I'll do it. But right now I'm just going to move on to March. I read 6 books in March and I'm in the middle of reading one, completing one. So I read 6, so I'm going to continue with those. It was a really, really slow reading month, so I read a lot of Joanne Fuqa's mysteries. As I've said previously, they're really easy to read and really fast. So that's mostly what I read this month. So the first book I read that month was The Apple Turnover Murder by Joanne. There is actually a slightly funny story about this series. I read this series slightly out of order. I read The Apple Turnover Murder before I read The Plum Pudding Murder, and The Plum Pudding Murder actually comes first. So as I'm reading The Apple Turnover, I knew I missed key information and I was very, very confused. So after I finished The Apple Turnover Murder, I went back and I read The Plum Pudding Murder. So I read those not the way you're supposed to read them, but I really like them. Again, I think that they're just fun books. The mysteries aren't that amazing, they're not that strong, but I really like reading them, and in months that I'm so incredibly busy with school, they do go really, really fast. So after that, I read The Plum Pudding Murder, which is also by Joanne Fuqua. I was so happy to finally read this because then the Apple Turnover Murder book made a whole lot more sense and I got a lot more background information. I just really love this world. And if you guys are interested, in May on the Hallmark Channel, they are coming out with the first book in it, which is the Chocolate Chip Murder Mystery. And it's going to star Alison Sweeney and Cameron Matheson. If you guys are soap opera fans like I am, Alison Sweeney starred on Days of Our Lives for many years, and Cameron Matheson starred on All My Children for many years. So they are going to be the 2 romantic leads in that. So I'm really excited, and I might actually try to reread that book at some point before. But after that, thanks to Book Hype and their book podcast, I read The Red Queen by Victoria Agrabah. Liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It was a really interesting book. It's about this girl who has crippling social anxiety, and due to situations with her family, she winds up being acquainted with this researcher who has developed this drug to lessen her crippling social anxiety. And she gets this drug, and it has great it succeeds. She feels less socially anxious, but it also makes her very sick, and the drug is also highly contagious. And it kind of leaves them in these quarantine phase and what's going to happen. But the book is also really interesting because after every chapter or every several chapters, there's newspaper articles that are from outside sources that tell the whole expansive world. As far as I know, this book is a standalone, which I thought was really interesting, but it also left the end open for a possible sequel. So I'd be intrigued to see if it actually goes that way, but I really liked it. I thought the characters were really well developed and the ending was pretty shocking. So I really liked it. I recommend you guys read it. I'm going to try to do a book review, non-spoilers, at some point this week, so keep a nose out. And then the next book I read is one I've been wanting to read for a while, and it is Crash Into You by Katie McGarry. Whenever I read Katie McGarry book, my new books change. I really like this one. I think that this book and Dare You To are probably my 2 favorites. I haven't read Take Me On. It's on my list, but I really love this story, and it was kind of ironic in my life because I'm also reading a book for school, but between Charisma, My 13 Winter, which I read for school, and this, Rachel, they all had crippling social anxiety. So I read 3 different accounts of social anxiety in 1 month, which is actually so interesting. But I really liked it. I loved Isaiah when I first saw him, and I loved him getting more in depth and really exploring their relationship. I am gonna do a full spoiler review of this, so keep an eye out. I'm gonna do that tonight, so keep an eye out because I'll be able to talk. But I gave it 5 stars. I loved it, and I cannot wait to see what happens and Take Me On, and hopefully we'll be able to see these characters again. And the last book I started reading is I Was Here by Gail Forman. This I really like it. It's about this girl named Cody who finds out that her best friend committed suicide when she was away at college, and she goes up there to get her stuff, and she kind of gets embroiled in this mystery about what led her friend to commit suicide. About halfway through, I will definitely do a book review of this. I really like Gail Forman. I think it's a really interesting concept, and these suicide related books have been super popular recently. It's like a trend in books, very, very intense contemporaries. So keep an eye out for my review when I'm done with it. But that is all the stuff I read for March. Again, I apologize for my delay and for my lack of presence on BookTube. But I'm also going to do my March review tonight, and I'm also going to do my detailed review of Crush and Tito. So keep a nose out. As always, contact me on Twitter, my Goodreads, my Book Likes blog. Comment below if you guys want to see any more videos. I am going to see Insurgent, so if you guys want, I'll do a video review of that. Just comment below and I'll do it. But I'm really excited to see it, and I might go see Cinderella too. So if you guys want to review about that, let me know. But if not, I will talk to you guys for the next video. Bye!